After an amazing feedback for our very first idea of Save My Challan, this week we are back with the second idea of Startup Saturday. So get ready, grab your pens, hit the like button, and let's dig right in. This week I had an urgent requirement which would help me close a very important deal. In order to do that, I assigned multiple tasks to my team. Now, due to the workload, my teammate could not feel the urgency of the task and was not able to give me things on time, due to which I had to take multiple follow-up sessions from him. That is when I realized how badly I needed a software which would help me better talk to my team. When I researched, I got suggestions like Asana, Trello, Slack, and multiple other softwares. However, these were very feature-heavy softwares and I needed something which was extremely light. All it needed to do was create a collaborative environment between me and my team where I can assign the task and set the priority. That is when I thought we probably have a problem in hand, and let's discuss if this idea is good enough to make $1 billion startup idea. So let's think on what should be the core features of this application. I needed a software which could help me quickly create tasks and assign it to my teammates, and we can track it independently. So probably a Chrome extension which can help me quickly copy a text when I'm surfing on the web, paste it as a task and assign it to a specific teammate. 2, it could probably have a push notification or a mobile app which would seamlessly connect all my teammates and alert them that yes, a new task has been assigned to them. 3 could be setting up the visibility so that my team can see each other's tasks and they can take the task which is on priority depending on their own availability. I might have assigned it to one particular person, but that person is busy and somebody else is free, so they can quickly take the task up which is set on the priority order. An enhanced version of this same application can have features like integrations with the leading softwares. Some softwares like Slack, Skype, maybe Zoom, Google Meet, or even for that matter Trello and other possible softwares where corporates and teams are being aligned together. We can also have features like I can add multiple people to the same task. Let's say an HR is taking an interview where she wants to add notes and she wants to associate this task with the candidate. So and she can add timer to it. So let's say by day end, the person or the candidate is supposed to share a resume. In that way, she can easily create the task, assign it to the candidate, and by assigning we mean like simply adding an email or phone number, and set a timer that by this time there should be a reminder which should go to the people. Another feature could be an alert just before the timer is about to go off, just before the deadline is going to be met. Let's say half an hour before the deadline is met, a quick reminder that yes, this is a task which is still incomplete and it's going to hit the deadline. More sophisticated options could also be edit history. Now imagine when you are a team of 50 or 100 teams, how would you manage who changed the task, who made the edits? And if those edits could have like a history, it would be super easy for you to judge and analyze the tasks. Another important feature for companies like us, which are working with a lot of foreign customers, is setting up the time zone when you're setting the timer. So that we don't have to manually calculate at what time we have to shoot the email. We can simply choose the time zone and the time convenient for our customers. It should also be able to set up reoccurring tasks, because there are a lot of things like, let's say, creating invoices, which we have to do it on a monthly, weekly, bi-weekly basis. So probably reoccurring tasks could be another important feature. However, these features are not the ones that will be the core features, but just an add-on version. So these are not necessary for your launch, hence this is outside the MVP list. Probably it seems like we have a problem statement in hand and we also have a ready solution. Now let's do a very important step which can connect our idea and us, which is naming it. Well, I can think of 2doBucketList. If you can think of any other name which suits it better, write it in the comment section. Now, before we move forward to the costing phase and how would we do a market validation, let's think about the competitors before doing any hard work. There are few people in the market who do similar tasks, like you have Taskito, which does almost similar thing, but there are few differences. I'll come to that. There is also an application by the name Redmine, which does the task allocation part. However, none of these softwares have integrations with any other software, or they do not provide team collaboration, which is extremely important for a company like us and for most of the other companies who have a close bound team, whether it is in sales, marketing, HR, or different departments. To think of the best strategy of validating this idea, first let's decide the target audience. Who will be the audience who is most likely to use this application? Well, the age group would be somewhere in the range of 20 to let's say 60, because we are going to target all the corporates. People who have a laptop and are working for them, for a client or for themselves or for a company, is likely the target audience. Digitally connected people is the target audience. So an age group of 20, because there are freelancers these days, people doing crazy stuff. So 20 to 60, 65 would be the target audience, and people who are working in corporates and people who are digitally connected to each other. So that becomes the target audience. Are we going to launch this specifically in one city or in one country? Well, maybe not, because it's a digital product, it's a complete tech product, it will be a SaaS, hence it can be used globally without any border restrictions. Now let's validate the idea. Does people think this idea has potential? Do they feel it sounds as amazing as it sounds in my head? Let's try to find that out. How are we going to reach to these corporate people? Well, some of the standard ways could definitely be creating a Google form or any other digital form, writing down your questions and sending out on a bulk broadcast to your social medias, to your WhatsApp, LinkedIn, to some of the entrepreneur groups that you might be at. On the other hand, there could be some really smart ways of doing it. Well, you know that you're trying to target corporates, and where are they most likely to be found? On the nearest pawn shops, in co-working spaces, in corporate canteens, and you can easily get the email IDs of these people via multiple channels. There are a lot of companies which sell email IDs. So you can take those email IDs, create a mass reach out mails, and you can take their feedbacks. You can ask them to fill a form. You can have people go down to these places. You can even do some kind of a revenue model with them where you would pay them for the number of feedbacks, the canteen people or the pawn shops or the co-working spaces which can help you get them. Co-working is really an amazing idea. You should definitely try it out if you're targeting corporates. In the last idea, we were more focused on saving the time and money for our customers. Hence, we could not have asked them for a direct revenue model. Therefore, we were preferring to go for ad-based revenue. In this model, we are trying to increase the productivity of our customers. Hence, we can directly ask them for revenue. While there are multiple revenue models possible, we are going to choose which one is simplest and has the core as the feature of it. The core feature of our application is team collaboration. Therefore, we'll choose a per user per month revenue model. Our competitors are charging somewhere between $25 to $30. In order to become competitive and take a market advantage, we are going to charge between $10 to $15 per user per month. Now from this validation strategy, we are going to get somewhere around 2,000 to 3,000 feedbacks, out of which we'll choose 1,000 genuine feedbacks and we'll validate if our customer and our target audience really need this idea. Do they feel that it's a good idea and they would be happy to pay for it or not? If we get a positive response, then we head towards the development phase. If we get a negative response, then we do not waste our money and effort. We simply drop it. Maybe it's just me who likes that idea. Now let's take a scenario that people love the idea and we want to move to the development phase. We are going to divide it in two parts. One is the UI UX, where we try to create a nice appealing design of what our idea is. And the UI UX is going to cost us somewhere between 2 to 3 lakhs for an application like this. And the development side will cost us somewhere between 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs, which will include the plugin development, the mobile application and the web aspect of it. And now we come to the best part of this video. How are we going to acquire our first 1,000 paying customers for this idea? Well, while trying to validate the idea, we already got to the part where we are interacting with our audience. So we are going to use all those channels, whether it is cafes like CCD or Starbucks, whether it is canteens, corporate canteens, or whether it is co-working spaces, we'll utilize all of those things. However, there are some other ways in which we can get more customers. There are websites like Product Hunt where you can launch your product. When you are starting off, you can register your product inside their list. There's a very big community which is very interested in finding out what the new products are, and they are very active in using them. Another way could be getting your product listed on websites like Alternative 2 or Software Suggest. These websites, what they do is when you type the name of a famous software, in our case any of our competitor, let's say Taskito. When people are searching for Taskito, this software, Alternative 2 and Software Suggest, will tell them what are the other softwares which are similar to this one, along with the pricing and all the details, which will again help you get exposure to a wider audience. Another interesting way would be blogs, affiliate marketing. So on daily basis, there are thousands of people making searches, and then there are a lot of content writers who are trying to capture and be on the top in the Google. So blogs with say 5 best tools for to-do list, 5 best tools for productivity, 5 best tools for team collaboration. What if your name, your product name was in there? You can get it there without doing all the SEO effort. Go on Google, type these names, pick the first 10 websites which have these softwares and try to contact their content writers. Once you are in touch with them, you can ask them that you want to add your name. Probably they are going to charge you a few dollars and they will get your name instant. Now it's a very good investment. Why? Because they already have a very wide reach. They are already ranking on Google, so they are going to get new customers daily. And that way you will be able to translate those audience website visitors into your paying customers. And do not sell your product for free. If it is good, maybe give it for 1 or 2 months a free subscription, but beyond that it has to become paid. So that way you can get your first 1,000 customers. Now to summarize, let's look at the cost component. Number one, we have idea validation, which is going to cost us between being 50,000 to 1 lakh. Yes, the cost is higher than the last idea because this time we are choosing a very specific market set. We have to do a lot of tie-ups in order to reach the audience, hence the cost is higher. So yeah, idea validation will be between 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Then will be our UI UX, which is 2 to 3 lakhs. Software development cost, which ranges between 7 to 10 lakhs. And your acquisition cost of first 1,000 paying customers, which will be between 1 to 2 lakh rupees with all the affiliate marketing and everything included, social media ads and affiliate marketing, everything included. In total, we are looking at a consolidated pricing of close to 15 lakhs, let's say 15 to 20 lakhs for acquiring your first 1,000 customers. Now that by the time you reach your first 1,000 paying customers, you are looking at a revenue of $10 per month per user, and we are considering 1,000 users. So $10 multiplied by 1,000, which is $10,000. In Indian currency, that will translate to around 7 lakh rupees per month. Now you decide if this idea is good enough for you to get started or not. But yes, before you do get started, make sure you have this kind of a pool money pool available. Otherwise, it won't make sense if you break it in between. All the best with this idea. And that's the journey from a real life problem that we faced ourselves to acquiring 1000 paying customer. It seems like we will have our break even somewhere between 3 to 4 months of the launch. If you like our ideas, do give us a thumbs up. And if you have any more interesting ideas which you would like us to cover, write it in the comment section below. We'll maybe pick next one for the next Saturday. See you on the next Saturday with our third idea.